Some of the recent projects I'll touch upon later on. These are the services we offer: policy analysis and advisory, energy audits to corporates, buildings, commercial buildings. Demand side management, we are doing a very ambitious project in agriculture sector on demand side management with Bureau of Energy Efficiency. We're also working on municipal demand side measures, just such as in Andhra Pradesh. Standard and labeling program is another area. We are right now working on label for washing machine, which is sponsored by British High Commission. They're quite active in this area. And this label, as you might have seen for air conditioner or television, will come out in the month of August this year. Financial modeling analysis of energy efficiency ventures is also one of our specialization, and investment opportunities identification in this area. These are some of the projects which we have dealt with recently. Energy Conservation Act, which was enacted in 2001, we have recently reviewed and come out with certain recommendations to further modify it and make it more investor friendly, more consumer friendly. We are working with Bureau of Energy Efficiency for agriculture demand side management. The first such pilot project has been implemented in the state of Maharashtra, where 2,200 pumps, agriculture pumps, were replaced free of cost by an ESCO, and the investment they got back through the energy saving route. Now, after the Maharashtra, we are going to Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, and Punjab. And ultimately, in the next 3 years, we are going to cover the entire country with support from Bureau of Energy Efficiency. As I mentioned, for washing machine, we are evolving the label. We are also working with BE for setting up a separate company, which is Energy Efficiency Services Limited, because in the area of energy efficiency, the most lacking thing is the implementation aspect. So the Government of India has thought of forming a company which will implement the energy audits, which will implement the projects identified by various agencies, and probably for those areas where the payback is not very viable, the return is not attractive, the government thought that why not we put the money, we show the road for others to follow. We have also worked with Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and European Commission as to how do Government of India and the country at large implement the eco-design project. From December this year, the European Union will not allow export of certain products from developing countries which do not conform to their standards. So the government was very eager to know as to what those standards are, how our manufacturers can implement, whether the laboratories and the institutional requirements, what are those requirements, and how the government can take faster action on this. So similarly, there are other projects. We have done energy audits recently of 2 corporates. We have suggested measures in one of the audits in West Bengal. The savings to the tune of 70 crores were identified, and the plant now says that they have achieved something like 35 crores in the first year itself. Okay, on the municipal sector side, you might have heard yesterday a lot about what are the saving options, what are the areas in which energy can be saved. Recently, a survey was carried out and a calculation was done on behalf of Asian Development Bank, which said that municipal sector consumes something like 4% of the total electricity consumed in the country. While the quantum itself, the 4%, does not seem to be too large, but in absolute terms, if you look at the figures, public water works, which is a part of municipalities, 12,000 million units. And the lighting alone, 5,000 million units. These are large figures. And the saving potential is also quite huge. If you compare it with other sectors of the economy, you'll find the industry obviously is the largest consumer with something like 36% share. The domestic sector is coming up pretty fast. The figures have changed in the last 10 years, in the last decade. The domestic sector now consumes something like 26%. And next is agriculture. And with more electrification to take place, and that too with the present government, day before yesterday, the president said that rural electrification is the focus. This irrigation share will actually go up. The public water works and public lighting, 3% and 1%. So put together, this is a 4% consumption. Many studies have indicated the potential of something like 20 to 40% in that range in various segments of municipalities. Street lighting alone, the saving potential is 25 to 40%. Water pumping, 30 to 40%. Similarly for sewage, 20 to 30%. And buildings, 20 to 40%. So this is a huge potential. And also, with this kind of savings which can be achieved, the payback is very attractive. We say that simple payback of 3 years is where everybody would like to put their money in. The corporate sector in particular, any payback which gives a simple payback, any investment which gives a simple payback of 3 years, they put their money in rather than going for the greenfield projects. Now, in terms of potential, as I said, 20 to 40%, 4,000 million units, which translates roughly to a power plant, generating plant of capacity 600 megawatt. So if you save this much energy, the government can actually avoid setting up a power plant of this for this consumption, or alternatively, they can utilize this energy for more productive purposes. As per the ADB study, as I mentioned, 1,300 crores is what the investment potential is for the ESCO companies to come in and invest and achieve these savings and have a win-win situation both for municipalities as well as for ESCOs. Would you like to? Sure.
Total full country's electrical consumption, it's a very big sector. Next slide. Next. And this municipal sector related areas, minimum 20% to anywhere between up to 40% savings. It's quite a lot. Savings, various sectors. These points nanenu bandiratte discussion. And totally, municipal sector 13,300 koti rupai ashtu savings potential ide. And especially Karnataka anta rajya jo highly urbanized large states tagondre, it will be very, very substantial. Go ahead.
Okay, my co-panelist, Mr. Nalin is here. It's a shared saving. Whatever the saving is achieved by implementation of these measures, some part of it, based on the agreement,
ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ವಿಷಯ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸಾಲ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಲ ಪಡಿತೇವೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಆದಾಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯದಿಂದನೇ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ ತೀರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿಷಯ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಾಯ ಬರುವಂಥ ಏನು ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಉಳಿತಾಯವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಲವನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ವಯಬಲ್ ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಖರ್ಚಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಒಂದು ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಎಸ್ಕೋಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತವೆ, ಅವುಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಂದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಗ ನೀವೇ ಸಾಲ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನೀವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಹಾಕಿ ಆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಬರುವಾಗೆ ಆ ಎಸ್ಕೋ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಅವರೇ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ತಾವೇ ತಮ್ಮ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಉಳಿತಾಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಶ್ರೀ ಅರವಿಂದ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಜಾಬ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಅಮಿತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ has already given enough information about the ESCO. So I will quickly run through some of the slides because I think you've already understood, and I'll try to take questions. ನೀವು ESCO scheme ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದರೂ questions ಇದ್ದರೆ you're free to ask me, because I think you can make it more interactive because the basics have been already discussed in the previous presentation.